Hey, good afternoon. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Today, man, I'm totally getting fruits of the Spirit again. So, I'm going to expand upon this as to what the fruits of the Spirit are. Matthew 7:15 goes like this. It says, "Ye shall know them by their fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them." You shall know them by their fruits. I don't know, this is my journal. I don't know, I've got like a gajillion of these spiritual epiphany journals. Always, man, we work 8 hours a day at least, right? There's no days off on spiritual things. On spiritual things, the day you say, I'm taking a day off and I'm not doing anything spiritual, that's when you have like 80 spiritual epiphany moments and you're just like, why couldn't you wait till tomorrow? I was taking a day off today. God just laughs at us when we do crap like that. So I learned to just write it down in the moments when I'm at work or I'm actually too busy to actually give it forth thought. And what I do is I meditate on it during the day, and then I bring it forth. Whatever the Spirit brings forth within me, I take a moment, write it down, get back to work, and share it later. Some of it, what I'm told to share, I share. What I'm told to keep for myself, I keep for myself. But when I am told to share those things, I still have them readily available to share those things. You shall know them by their fruit. Do they speak positive? Do they speak negative? Do they have positive actions or negative actions? What is the outcome of their actions? Positive works, negative works. Do they do any works at all? That was a big one. Like, oh, well, they're good folks. What do you mean they're good folks? You met them today. You don't even know them. Like, what do they do? Who are they? You know what I mean? Oh, well, it turns out they just sit on the corner and, panhandle and smoke dope all day. You know what I mean? Like, but they were the coolest person. Dude, you see their light and their potential, but it's not what it is in the moment. Okay? Like, straight up. Are they what they claim to be? Is their potential, does their potential match who they are in that very moment? Do they do their own works? Or do they claim works off of the backs of others? Do they take someone else's work and then let it play and say, here, this is do they do their own work? We can totally piggyback off everyone's work, but give those people the credit. And likewise, those people that use another person's work prior, it always should be referenced. This is this person's work. I'm just simply here doing this and expanding upon it. That's it. That's common courtesy. That's love. That's respect. Shoot. Man, they use their own God-given imagination. That's ouch. Sometimes I find that, man, I'm not very imaginative sometimes, and I end up slipping up and going, oh man, well this, and that's what's up. See, I even get reprimanded by my own stuff. Like, I'm never above reproof, that's for sure. Ooh. Profiting from the suffering of others. Do they put people down to make themselves look better? Do they elevate themselves or exalt themselves while putting someone else lower in order to get above? You know what I mean? Do they put someone down in order to step on up? That's, man, I thought I knew a lot of good people when I was growing up and stuff, but no, man, they were doing exactly this stuff. You shall know them by their fruit, truly, truly. What do they produce? What do they bring to the world? Do they bring it to profit? Do they bring it, what do they bring, and why do they bring it? We got to answer all the how, what, why, where, when. We got to answer all these questions for everything in life. And then we've got to be, learned enough and understand enough to use correspondence. How does this correlate to this? And how does this, net into that? That's always what things are. Always. So, in the fruit, in Galatians 5, it says, the fruit of the Holy Spirit is a biblical term that sums up 9 attributes of a person or community living in accord with the Holy Spirit. A person or a community. So, a community of people can do this on a greater whole, right? That's, the world at large, man. And we do this also, like, if you think about your different aspects of yourself, you're doing it as a communal event within yourself. You're doing it on dimensional reality levels, on a mental level, on an emotional reality, on a physical level, and on a spiritual level. And it goes into other levels, especially you're infinite. Everything's infinite. Galatians recognizes, in the Catholic Church actually, the book Galatians recognizes 12 fruits of the Spirit. I had to totally look up to make sure it was 12 because I thought it was 9 for a minute. But there is a segment that has only 9 fruit, but man, the fruits of the Holy Spirit: charity, joy, peace, patience, benignity. It's an awesome word for kindness. Goodness, forbearance, mildness, which is gentleness, faith, modesty, continency, yeah, that's it, self-control, that's the one, and chastity. Thomas Aquinas pointed out that numbered among the fruits of the Holy Spirit are certain virtues such as charity, meekness, faith, chastity, and kindness. St. Augustine, defined virtue as good habits, consonant with our nature. So they go hand in hand with our nature being vowels and virtues being consonants. And we put them together and we make words. Oh man, throughout discussed as 9 attributes of the fruit of the Spirit. The original Greek term translated fruit is singular. Aquinas explained, consequently, fruit is mentioned, there is the singular on account of its being generically one, though divided into many species, which are spoken, or pieces, which are spoken of as so many fruits. This gets like super interesting. And there are so many fruits of the Spirit. But, so, Augustine's commentary on Galatians, the apostles had no intention of teaching us how many fruits there were, neither the works of the flesh nor the fruits of the Spirit. All they did was mention in the original was just there were fruits of the Spirit and there were works of the flesh. They didn't even elaborate on it until later on in the 1500s. But that only the former should be avoided, the works of the flesh, and the fruits of the Spirit should be the things concentrated on. So it's about mindset, thoughts. What you think about, your energy flows there. Where your energy flows, you manifest. So if we're constantly thinking on works of the flesh, well, then we're constantly going to manifest works of the flesh, or at least things that come from that. We want to concentrate on the virtues, the fruits of the Spirit, and fill our minds with positive, compassionate, merciful thoughts, man. You know, I know that we're not always that. We have a whole nother lower self to that. Which, gosh, one of these days I'll get into how Libras are made and why they're made in a specific way. It's all about embodiment. Yeah, I'm so not getting into that here. So, after this, after the fruits of the Spirit, which the fruits of the Spirit are charity, joy, peace, patience, kindness. It gets into like an extensive list. Fruit of the Spirit, the original Greek term translated as fruit, is singular. It goes into love and what love is. It actually, you know, why not? It's the Greek. It goes into agape, and ceritas is the Latin. But agape is love. It's godly love. But here, I'll just let them explain it actually. Agape love denotes an undefeatable benevolence, an unconquerable goodwill that always seeks the highest good for others, no matter their behavior. It is something I have totally been guilty of time and time again in my life, and we're all guilty of it. You know, shoot. Despite others' behaviors, we should always remain in love. But some situations call for us to defend ourselves. It's just how we defend ourselves. And shoot, getting, it's, you know, talking higher and higher and all that, you know, it's self-control. Self-control is a fruit of the Spirit, you know, and that's something we're all still working on in this world, aren't we? Say a good measure of us. All you got to do is know how to push somebody's buttons. That's it. You just know what they want, and you just hold it back and just push them further from it. And literally, you will see somebody light up like the 4th of July. That's it. And that's what we all do to one another. We all just play on each other's patience beyond that point. And then it just, you know what I mean? It all just happens like that. It's about being bigger than that, you know, trying to be at least. You know, we all fall short of the glory of God, but the thing that God respects is that we get up and we try again tomorrow. You know, make it right. Try to make it right. Try again tomorrow. You know, that's it. That's it. Not simple. He says, I help those who help themselves. And even when we're helpless, that guy still cares. He'll make us do it, but he still cares. You know, like, that's an awesome guy. He'll totally tell you how to do it, but he won't do it for you. I can appreciate that in someone. It is a love that gives freely without asking anything in return, and does not consider the worth of its object. Agape is more a love by choice than philios, which is love by chance, and it refers to the will rather than the emotion. Agape describes the unconditional love God has for the world, Paul describes love in 1 Corinthians 13:4 through 8. You know what? Was it Corinthians? I want the whole chapter. Sorry about that. Thanks for your patience. If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to the hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, when is in part disappears. What is in part disappears, sorry. But when incompleteness comes, what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put away the ways of I put the childhood ways behind me. Okay, man. Obviously, man, that's something I still stumble on. It's like I'm 5 most of the day. For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part. Then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Always love that, man. Even the poems that come out of that are just gorgeous. So, agape is more of a love by choice than philios, which is love by chance, which is like a friendly love, like Philadelphia, philios. It's the brotherly love. That's exactly where Philadelphia comes from. Philios. The city of brotherly love. So, you know, there's that love for your neighbor, and there's that, gosh, what's up with that? So there's the love for your neighbor, and there's also a, Jesus mercy. There's also the love like that a parent has for their child, that, you know, we grow for our animals and stuff. You know, it's an unconditional love, but I've found many Gosh, so now you're going to come and mess with me? Okay. Okay, go on. Thanks for visiting. Jesus mercy. So my closest neighbors are pigs. And they're disgusting. And they breed flies. So, in the spirit of not killing animals, I'm so not killing flies, but man, is it tempting. So out of the spirit of this video and love, I'm gonna love these flies through my flippin' pain of having them drive me crazy. See? Man, there's something to be said about that. Wow. So, according to Strong's Greek lexicon, the word agape means love, affection, or benevolence, especially plural in a love feast. A feast of charity or love. So, oh, I still want to swat this fly. It means affection, goodwill, love, benevolence, brotherly love, and love feast. Should we really break all these down? Nah, you know, that's actually, it's 21 minutes. I know that the attention span of the average American is like 6 seconds flat, so I totally don't want to keep everybody for too long, but it's about peace, love, happiness, and joy, compassion and mercy, sharing it with one another. Most of all, having it for yourself, and then being able to take that from within you and project it outward into the world around you. It's about sharing the love with everything and everyone. Just thankfulness is what, when you realize the love within you, you become extremely grateful even for the hardships of life, even for the people that hurt you. I literally found myself telling people thank you that have hurt the crap out of me and literally betrayed me to no end. But I see where it led me. I see the good in it. I seen the purpose of it. And because God has a will and He's making the way, I'm going to walk it. And I hope that, you know, this helps you guys learn to walk your path and take up the cross and walk your path. Quit taking up other people's crosses. Quit setting yours down. You know, shoot, we all take breaks along the road. There's a place to set your cross every time. But don't forget about it. And don't pick up someone else's while they're conning you into picking theirs up. Literally, I can't tell you how many times I have sat down my cross because I came across someone who couldn't carry their own. And then I said, oh, well, Father, man, they need help too. You know, if we don't help each other along the way, how are we all going to make it? And he goes, yeah, but you pick up their cross, you're going to share in their punishment. And you've got your own punishments. So, I do it from I will share my cross and the trials that I've had to deal with while bearing it. But I'm not going to share my cross with anyone for anyone to bear. I bear my own. And I hope this gives you strength to bear yours, because it's not as hard as everybody's making it out to be. It's so stupid simple. Don't allow others to come and take you off your path, sidetracking you. Yes, there are parts that we share the same views. Everybody shares the same views in some things. Not always the same things, but take the knowledge, keep moving. Don't take the knowledge and make someone else's path your path. Sometimes we're only meant to go so far down the road together, and then there's a fork. And it's knowing when that fork is. Knowing you're coming in and you're going out. That's the hardest battle. Pray for wisdom. pray for knowledge, and pray for strength and courage to fulfill it. May Christ be with you, and in the divine ineffable name, bless you all. Love and light, guys.